This full-color graphic novel is available in hardcover, paperback, and pocketbook editions. Crowdfunding now through Dinales.com.
Look at that. We're live for another Joking Adventure Hour. This is May 21st, 2026, your Thursday night. Hello to X, Rumble, and BitChute. Hello to YouTube. Hello to Lurks and Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings.
We stream every night because the stories are real, but the news, they be fake.
Oh, yeah. Before
we jump in, be sure you get your copy of the Immortal Mask 200-page graphic novel on sale now on my website, Dinales.com. You can go to CriticalBlast.com as well and Amazon.com.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nick Shirley's on his Nick Shirley account. CBS News says there was no evidence of fraud. New York Times says Somali community was being targeted. CNN said there was little evidence. Tim Walz says it was white supremacy to expose fraud. Today, 90 million busted, 15 charged. It was fraud. And they knew.
Uh-oh.
Who knew? You know, that number went a little bit higher than that. So this is from Eric. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announces the largest autism fraud bust in U.S. history in Minnesota. The initial cost, $38 million. The cost this year so far, $442 million. This is organized theft that exploits the most vulnerable children in America. This was the cost of early intervention development program in 2020. It was $38.1 million. This is what we expect to be paying every year. Instead, this year it's $442 million. So, yeah, so roughly $1 billion in the last 6 years.
I want to start. I thought I was going to have a slide here. I want to call your attention to this, which is in your. Okay, here it is. Which is in your packet. This was the cost of the early intervention and development program in 2020. It was $38.1 million. This is what we expected to be paying every year. Instead, this year it hit $442 million. And that is, I'm showing you that because that's the magnitude of the fraud and the damage that we're talking about today. And I want to thank Todd Blanche, who couldn't be here today, Colin McDonald, and everyone at the Department of Justice for leading this effort. I want to thank also the FBI, who you're going to hear from in a little while, the HHS Office of Inspector General, CMS, and especially Dr. Oz, the White House Anti-Fraud Task Force, and Vice President Vance, and the investigators and law enforcement personnel whose relentless work made today's action possible. Today's arrests represent the largest autism fraud bust in American history. This was not a paperwork error. It was not a technical violation. This was organized theft that exploited the most vulnerable children in America, deceived families, stole taxpayer dollars meant to help children with autism access legitimate care and support. Investigators uncovered brazen schemes that billed taxpayers for non-existent services, fraudulent diagnoses, and fake care, while criminals enrich themselves at public expense. Every fraudulent autism diagnosis steals time, care, and resources from the children for whom this program was denied and who desperately need this care. Families with autistic children already face enormous challenges navigating therapies, specialists, and support systems. Fraud makes those barriers even steeper. America is facing a real autism crisis. Today, approximately 1 in every 31 children is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Medicaid finances a significant share of autism-related services nationwide, and spending has risen dramatically over the last decade, and a lot of that spending is because of fraud. When criminals exploit these programs, taxpayers lose billions, and vulnerable children lose their access to care. Healthcare fraud now costs the United States tens of billions of dollars every year. Some estimates place the broader cost of healthcare fraud and improper payments at $100 billion annually.
Holy smokes.
$100 billion annually, George.
It pays to be autistic.
So that's what? $60 billion? No, $600 billion, almost half $1 trillion in the last 6 years.
You still be autistic.
That fraud drives up healthcare costs for all Americans. It weakens public trust. It drains taxpayer resources and threatens the long-term stability of both Medicaid and Medicare. If we fail to confront the fraud aggressively, these programs will not survive for future generations in the form Americans rely upon them today. Under the leadership of President Trump and Vice President Vance, this administration is carrying out the most aggressive anti-fraud effort in American history. And I want to be clear, this is an extraordinary bust today. Because these kind of operations usually take many years, sometimes a decade.
You mean like a decade that's just passed?
With a precision and speed that is unprecedented
since 2016,
enforcement.
17, I mean.
And it's unprecedented now under Vice President Vance's leadership.
So you're telling me this takes about 10 years, right? He said that 10 years, right? Yeah. And Nick Shirley just walks up and said, "Hey, there's fraud." And now these guys have all the documents and everything in order and say, "Hey, that kid is right. We're going to indict and prosecute and sentence these people." Strange. It's almost like it already started like 10 years ago, and now it's just catching up to, show the results.
Yeah.
And President Trump's direction, we are going to normalize this speed. We're restoring accountability, strengthening oversight, prosecuting criminal networks, and protecting the integrity of our public health systems. We will not allow criminals to treat children as billing opportunities while American taxpayers foot the bill. This administration will continue rooting out fraud because every stolen dollar is a dollar taken from a child, a parent, a senior of a family who desperately needs help. We're going to protect these programs and protect vulnerable children and restore integrity to.
So most likely it should only cost like $1 billion.
Integrity. They're going to restore integrity.
Integrity. But the integrity farms. Eric, just in House Oversight Chair James Comer says Somali Representative Ilan Omar got caught red-handed trying to sneak in a budget earmark for a business that ended up being fraudulent. All right, let's hear it.
You have not investigated anything. Here's her. Watch.
House Republicans looking into the net worth of you and your husband. Are you cooperating with that investigation and providing the documents?
Looking into anything. They're just saying those things to get interviews with you guys. There's nothing really happening.
They're saying it's a red flag.
Investigated anything. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't referred me to anybody. He's just saying that so he can get TV interviews because you guys will only talk to them if they say something about me.
Says you haven't investigated anything, Chairman. It's basically all for attention.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, she's delusional and she knows better. She's trying to say she made a mistake on her
on her financial disclosure form. No one makes a $30 million mistake on your financial disclosure form, especially if you don't have any assets. If you're Donald Trump or some very wealthy person, 30 million might be a rounding error. But for someone who alleges now she has nothing, that's a pretty big rounding error. And
it was 30 cents. I promise. It was 30 cents.
Yeah, it was just 30 cents. I didn't realize, the decimal skipped like 6-7 digits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like 8 digits to the right.
Yeah, exactly.
RT, Trump's whole civilization will die tonight. Drew fear from Europe. Asia was that Trump would start a nuclear war on Iran from Reuters. Europe is further unsettled after contacting the U.S. State Department, which said it was unclear what Trump meant or what consequences his remark would have. Donald J. Trump, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will, however. Yeah? Really? It will? Let's see. Blonde golf girl, $600 billion is $1,800 per taxpayer. Yeah, that's $1,800 that comes out of your pockets.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's all? $1,800? That's like 2 PlayStations and a Wii.
Yeah, but that's like almost every paycheck, roughly.
Oh.
It has to add up. So every time we're paying our taxes, payroll taxes, and Medicare and social and all those other taxes, it goes to that little pool.
Oh.
Yeah. Collectively, everybody's owing individually $1,800. Eric, Cuban exile in Florida tears up as he thanks Donald DOJ for indicting former dictator and killer Raul Castro. All right, let's listen.
He left Cuba in 1961 when you were just 15 years old.
That is correct.
Tell me about what today means in the news of the indictment of Raul Castro.
It means some justice for the Cuban people. For 67 years, I'm sorry, we have been ignored by everybody, the United Nations, the Organization of American States, the European Union, everybody. So we hope this is the beginning of the downfall of the Castro regime. I'm sorry, a little emotional. And we're ready to go back and help in the reconstruction of our country.
And we're going to bring back our Cubanitos. See? They're drinking the little Cubanitos.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Something doesn't smell right here.
Doesn't smell right. Well, European Union didn't exist.
The Raul Castro is indicted.
Yeah.
But he's in another country.
Yeah.
So was the Javiero guy in Venezuela.
No. Javier, are you talking Javier Milei? That's Argentina.
No. The
Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah. The cigar guy. The
Nicolas Maduro.
What's his name?
Nicolas Maduro.
What do you call that cigar? That not the Hubero cigar. There's like the thick cigar. There's the thin cigar.
You mean the cigar that Fidel Castro used to smoke?
Yeah. The guy in Venezuela. He liked to smoke cigars, and they went in and got him.
You mean from this year? The president?
Yeah.
You mean the name that I repeated like 3 times?
Yeah, but I wasn't paying attention.
Nicolas Maduros?
Yeah, that guy. So he got indicted, right?
Yes, he got indicted in special forces.
And then they sent an aircraft carrying a whole bunch of, special forces.
Yeah.
So Raul Castro just got indicted.
Yes.
Do you see a pattern here?
Well, it'll have to be after a holiday. Oh, wait. guess what? Memorial Day is coming up, so buckle your seatbelts, ladies.
Yep. This is the part where we went from lull news to wow news.
Wow news. All right, so in June we'll probably see special forces going in and taking care of business.
And working overtime.
Representative Mary Miller, President Trump just cut off illegal aliens from America's financial system. No welfare, no benefits, no banking, no reason to stay. Expect mass self-deportation to follow.
Mass deportations?
Mass self-deportations.
Mass self-deportation. The mass plus the deportation equals the population reduction.
Yeah.
So that's almost like an Einstein theory.
Yeah. So let's see. Readers added context they thought people may want to know. The executive order does not cut off undocumented immigrants from banking, welfare, and benefits. It directs agencies to provide advisory guidance to financial institutions on risk and due diligence for non-work authorized individuals.
Non-work. Something non-work, you say?
Such an ambiguous legal lease that you almost want to say bullshit.
Well, I was going to try to say it, but you got me. You got ahead of me, so I'll just leave it to you.
Yeah. Oh, WFLA News, Channel 8. Battle in the Bay. U.S. Special Operation Command held a demonstration in downtown Tampa. This demonstration was part of Special Operation Forces Week, or SOF Week, which is one of the largest military conventions in the country.
Wow.
Look, they could have just shut the.
Wait, are they shooting at people? Were those funny bullets?
I think those were blanks.
Hey, Mom, I just got hit with a blank. That's nice, dear. We'll get that as a souvenir.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the point of all this exercise in front of people?
This is showing off the special forces equipment and military gear. This is a convention. Because SOCOM is here.
All right, sure.
All right. Yes. Nobody. It's not emotionally tied to you.
Nope. I can't imagine a Canadian would suffer such indignities.
Freedom Convoy.
Okay. Yeah, touche, sir.
Nick Sortor, the indictment against former Cuban dictator Raul Castro has been unsealed and released. Castro faces a death penalty. A federal grand jury has indicted him and his co-conspirator for 1, conspiracy to kill U.S. national, 2 and 3, destruction of an aircraft, and 4 to 7, murder. Huh.
Wow. I guess he's not going to get that.
This 94-year-old is not going to survive to live to 100, apparently.
The guy could just say, "Okay, bitches, I've been waiting for you. All right, send me to jail. I'm gonna survive the 85-year prison sentence. That you'll see. By the time I get out, I'll be 200 years old, and none of you will be around."
Exactly. It's like, yes, that would be great. So we accounted it. We're giving you the death penalty because it's in Florida. Yeah, we believe in the death penalty here in this state.
Apparently so. Gosh.
That's Colonel Talon Watkins. Watch the video. A few pieces of information to consider as you watch it. The German BND mentioned was ran by Nazi Reinhard Galen, Alan Dulles' best buddy. They were so close that Dulles gifted him a house. Yes, we'd probably pay for that too. Also keep in mind that McCoy, the U.S. governor in Germany, was married to the sister of the U.S. ambassador to UK during this time. This document was said to have been signed. Also, Chancellor Adenauer was married, his second marriage, to a woman with the exact same name as their third sister. Having said that, there are some who will dispute it being their sister. The more you know, the Zinsler family is a big rabbit hole. All right. Keep it in the family, as they say.
Is still a kind of a colony of the United States. You'll see that in many points, like the majority of the Germans don't want to have nukes in our country, but we still have American nukes. So we are still a kind of a colony of the Americans.
A former intelligence officer and now president of the International Counter-Terrorism Association, Josef Linder, claims Germany lost its independence thanks to a secret treaty imposed by Washington on May the 21st, 1949.
A secret treaty, you say?
Был подписан соответствующий документ между трехсторонней комиссией и тогдашним германским правительством, в котором указывалось, что германское правительство может делать, а что ему категорически запрещено. В том числе там фигурировало положение по так называемому Бундестагскому акте, когда каждый избранный Бундестагом.
What's he speaking?
I think he's talking close to Eastern European. So Ukrainian, Polish, somewhere, something like that.
Yeah, so it's Russian.
It's Russian.
They're all practicing their Russian because they're going to be taken over by Russia.
Russia, yeah. Our new Russian overlords. Again.
Yeah, we're going to talk tough until Russia takes over, and then we're going to talk in Russian.
Right. So, no, just listening to this, like, this is secret. No, they were open. There was a condition. This was a condition for the IMF to fund the reconstruction of Germany.
The IMF? Isn't that like a...
International Monetary Fund, but it's also the name of the Mission Impossible secret agency. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Канцлер должен подписать этот документ у спецпредставителя этой многосторонней комиссии, либо у спецпредставителя Госдепа США.
Yeah. So how do you think the whole carving up Berlin, half of Germany, U.S. control, half of Germany, Russian control?
Yep.
Didn't come out of nowhere.
Yep.
Nowhere to be seen. Next order, holy crap, the mastermind behind Feeding Our Future fraud scam in Minnesota has just been sentenced to 41.5 years in prison. Amy Bach orchestrated the $250 million scam during the COVID, billing taxpayer for fake meals for children.
What? These people are sick, man.
Breaking news.
So wait a minute. Pause before we do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that this person...
This lady, yeah.
This lady,
yeah,
stole from Meals for Children. So she took the money and children starved.
Yeah, it was supposed to be feeding our children.
Holy smokes!
$250 million.
What kind of special sentence is she getting?
So far, she's getting 41.5 years in prison.
41.5 years in prison. I'm curious, how did they come up with that number?
The people injured compound to whatever the maximum. I think they threw the book at her, basically.
And somewhere in the law of books, If someone decided to create a particular law that says if someone steals money from feeding children, we should give them an arbitrary number of 41 years.
Yeah, pretty much. This is Minnesota, so it probably is in the books.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Blonde golf girl, Florida death penalty doesn't need a trial, just a homeowner with a gun aim a trespasser. There you go. Bop, 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 bop. Ba-da-bop. So yeah. Let me just finish this.
Judge has just sentenced the mastermind behind the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme, Amy Bach. She just got more than 41 years in prison. The prosecution is asking for a 50-year sentence and her defense about 3 years. So that's somewhere in the middle that they got that, but closer to what obviously the prosecution.
They asked for 50 and they only got 41?
41.5. I'm pretty sure
they haggled over 8.5 years.
I'm assuming that she's been sent. This is like, look, Your Honor, she's been in jail, so you can commute some of that time. Plus, blah 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 blah.
They haggled over 8.5 years.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Prosecution wanted. The scheme involved theft of nearly $250 million in COVID funding. That money was meant to feed hungry children. State leaders claim they were unaware of the fraud. Here's what Amy Bach told our Alexis McAdams from jail back in January.
I honestly believe Keith Ellison and Governor Walz need to be held accountable. They need.
Whoa. What just happened?
Listen.
To be an investigation done. If they weren't aware, that's concerning.
It's the same thing that the COVID pharmacy said. You can't punish us for fraud. They knew it, signing the contract. It's the same thing, George. The same thing. I can't be held liable for committing this fraud.
Because you knew we were corrupt in the first place.
Exactly.
Good gosh.
Eric, the Democratic National Committee has caved and released a 2024 autopsy report covering Kamala Harris' pathetic loss, and DNC chair Ken Martin is furious.
The DNC finally releasing its autopsy report on the 2024 presidential election. DNC chair Ken Martin writing, "I am not proud of this product. It does not meet my standards, and it won't meet your standards. I don't."
Doesn't meet my standard. This product tells you, here's the truth. She sucked. She wasn't elected. Nobody liked her.
Endorse what's in this report or what's left out of it. Shannon Bream is the anchor of Fox News Sunday. She joins us now. So this just happened. Why do you think he thinks that it does? Well, do you know why it doesn't meet his standards, or why he thinks people will be disappointed?
Well, we're going through what CNN says is this report. We haven't verified it independently, but it's got all kinds of notations on it that are apparently the DNC's objections or questions that it had. And Ken Martin says he initially didn't release this after he had commissioned it because there wasn't source material. They felt there were issues with it and they wanted to see more, pull more together before they'd release it. And then he said after we had, some success.
Yeah, the report said that this was a shit show no matter how you spend it. And the more you spend it, the more of a shit show it becomes.
these special elections and other things. I didn't want to release it because I thought it would be a distraction. Then I realized it was a distraction not releasing it. So CNN says it's gotten its hands on this thing and what they're purporting that it is. It talks about a lot of different things in here. They say Democrats have lost ground at every level, from inconsistent messaging and improper planning. They talk about funding and not equipping their state parties. And, you know, the document I'm looking at goes on a deep dive through a number of state races, I mean, down to the attorney general level, and looking at where things matched and didn't match with messaging and voting.
Life is just not
and they
good
said,
for
you know,
these
in some of
guys.
these cases that you couldn't just have a message that we're anti-Trump, it's we hate President Trump, or he's not good for us, he's not good for the country. You have to have your own independent messaging. So it's nearly 200 pages. We're starting to dig through it and would like to independently.
It's 200 pages of blah, 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 we suck.
Wait a minute. She keeps saying it's 200 pages this, 200 pages that, but she doesn't sound like she read it.
She didn't read it. She's quoting what CNN has reported from them actually reading whatever they read.
Holy smokes.
So that's why I keep saying my bullshit is more credible than whatever she's saying. Brian Cates, they're not going public yet with the SSA databases that Elon Musk and the Doge boys created that contain all the fake social security number that were removed from the system in 2025. One of the biggest reasons these states won't hand over their voter roll over willingly is that you know that Harmony is going to run all the social security on those voter rolls. And when she does, she's going to get millions of hits where fraudulent social security numbers were used to register a voter. This is a response to Stephen Miller.
At the beginning of this administration, we asked every state, red and blue, to share with us their voter rolls so that we could scrub it against the DHS file of illegal aliens to remove illegal aliens from their voter rolls. Every blue state refused. California refused. Minnesota refused. New York refused. In fact, they sued us to stop us from removing illegal aliens from the voter rolls, removing non-citizens from the voter rolls. But that's not just the only thing. They don't want to get dead people off the rolls. They don't want to get felons off the rolls. They don't want to get out-of-state voters off the rolls. They don't want to get double and triple voters out of the count because they want the fraud. This is the most important issue, Sean, because the Biden administration brought 20 million illegal aliens into this country, and this is the way, the only way, to keep them from participating in our sacred democratic process. At the beginning of this administration,
be this holiday season.
It is the
It's
holiday.
going to be this holiday season. It's the new Nintendo 64. So what's the big deal, and why is Toys R Us already sold out? We have the answers.
Hi, you guys busy?
Considering how popular Mario is.
See these three guys right here? Who are they? Okay, if you don't know who that one is or that one is, how about that one? Do you know who that one is?
Super Mario.
It comes as no surprise that Nintendo's new video game featuring Mario is in major demand. It's the new leader of the video game pack, featuring 64-bit technology that produces amazing 3D animation.
Shut up, man. I lived that life.
Amazing 3D animation.
Including zoom-in technology that might make you dizzy. Want a different angle? Just press a button. This Santa Monica Toys R Us store sold out in 15 minutes, but the store model is attracting Nintendo fans like crazy.
I ride the bus from school and I stop and then I walk and I play.
I bought the 64 system for a son for his 35th birthday.
So how different is it from the old Mario games? Well, take a look. There's really no comparison. They've even made the music, well, honestly, less annoying.
Less annoying. They got better tracks. They got more tracks.
But just how easy is it to play Nintendo 64? After all, the controller looks like it could be used on some kind of military jet. Well,
yeah, it is.
They do. Future fighter pilots.
Well, we took the system to a Nintendo.
Well, actually, it kind of looks like a Formula One racer steering wheel.
Nintendo expert, my son. It was his first time. I knew immediately I'd lost him. I tried to reach him.
Hello? Hello? Do you want me to show you?
But it was impossible.
Go over to the left, see if he's over on the left. Want me to try it?
Nope.
The price tag, it's $199 for the unit and
$199 a unit, George.
Yes.
and now we have the Switch 2, where Nintendo has to apologize for a $50 increase to $499 starting September 1st.
$60 for each game, and so far only 2 games are available, but more titles are planned to be released in the months ahead.
Because it's really great. I'm gonna bug my mom to get it.
Parents, you've been warned. Nintendo 64 is very likely to produce this year's biggest holiday headache.
It's sold out already.
I know, but somehow headache?
Yeah.
What the hell is that kind of talk, man?
This is when parents actually had to stand in line and get the toy, and not not order from Amazon.
Holiday headache. That's bullshit.
That's classic 96 lingo there. Holiday headache, yo.
I'll get it somehow. I don't know how, but I'll get it.
There you go. Nintendo's got a hit on their hand. It looks
You got about 5 words out of Gage there.
I know, he was so intense.
There you go.
Wow.
A blast from the past. A more perfect union. A woman in Texas was arrested after she made a Facebook post sounding the alarm that the water quality about the water quality in her town. The water in Trinidad, Texas, sometimes runs brown. And when Jennifer Combs posted about it, the cops came and took her to jail.
Did you ever expect something like that Facebook post could get you arrested?
Not at all. A Facebook post made by Jennifer Combs, a wife, mother, and citizen journalist, led to her arrest by Trinidad Police Department on May 8th.
Did you have to spend the night in jail?
I did.
What was that like?
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
And you've never even had a speeding ticket
I
in your
have
life?
not ever had a speeding ticket. It was...
Okay, she never had a speeding ticket, but she had a jaywalk ticket, and she also had an attempted assault ticket, and she also had attempted murder ticket. She also had attempted to leave the earth ticket, and she also had, and I kid you not, attempted pineapple on a pizza ticket.
Dasting.
That's why
Really,
they
really
arrested her. She had all these, tickets, right?
Tickets. That's a federal warning at that point. A federal assault on an innocent pizza.
Yeah, can you imagine? She tied herself to one of those Elon Musk rockets, and Elon said, we got to peel this chick off the rocket before we send it off into orbit.
They had to delay the rocket because of her.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the most probably humiliating things I've ever went through in my entire life. It was very, very bad. So what was the Facebook post about? The city's water supply. The best way I could describe.
See, that's not dirty water. That's chocolate. That's a chocolate fountain.
Cool stuff. No, you'll upset your.
That's a chocolate fountain.
The chocolate fountain.
Gritty chocolate. Yes.
That's skim milk chocolate right there.
That's right.
It looks like the Trinity River is flowing from their water taps. The post from her page Southern Bell Watch reads, in part, "We have received reports that some citizens have been hospitalized due to bacteria in the water. This is a serious public health concern that deserves immediate attention. If your water looks discolored, contains sediment, has a strong odor, or you have experienced related health issues, please send us a message. We are gathering information and reporting findings to the state." The police chief had screenshotted it and posted it on the Trinidad Police Department page. The April 6th post by Trinidad Police calls what Combs wrote false information that creates...
Trinidad Police?
Yeah.
Trinidad, downtown United States, or Trinidad as in Tobago?
No, Trinidad, Texas. This is in Texas. This is a city named Trinidad in Texas.
It's a city in Trinidad called Tobago. Okay.
No, it's the city is Trinidad in the state of Texas.
Okay, okay. We're in a state of delusion in Texas. All right. Okay. I'm beginning to see where this is going now.
You're gonna tell your wife, I didn't know you were from a Texan.
Honey, tell me about Trinidad, Texas. Honey, you put down that pot, that pan. It's a cast iron pan, dear. Can you just put it down, please? No, just no. Not down on my head. Down on the table. Can you put it down on the table? Yeah, that'd be swell. You know.
Yeah. All right.
That'd be really swell.
I'm moving on.
All right, sure.
People are using AI to remix movies using their favorite actors. This is Commando, but instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's Dan DeVito. I mean, they're twins. It works.
Yes.
John, we need you. Why me? Your skills are crucial. It's dangerous.
Shit.
What?
No, I'd watch all these movies. Are you kidding me? And watching the Penguin blow people up with a gun that's 6 times bigger than his body?
Wait. That's a real matchup. I can't actually believe in that fight. When I watched Commando and I saw these two fighting, I said, "There's no way this guy is actually any good." But seeing with Dan DeVito, it actually brings credibility to this.
Well, you know why this is credible? I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because if we saw this
Mm-hmm.
prior to the Clone Wars,
Mm-hmm.
The movie.
Okay.
Right. Then you wouldn't believe it. But when you saw Yoda fighting Count Dooku,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of got set up for this.
we got
it took about 25 years to get to it, but
yeah,
you kind of got set up for it.
You know what? Now they can make another twin movies because he actually does look like Schwarzenegger twins. It works.
Hey, pause. Who the hell's the Freddie Mercury guy on the left?
That guy? That's the main bad guy from Commando. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. I never. I saw Commando once, and the suspension of disbelief. It didn't happen because this Freddie Mercury bad guy.
Yeah,
I go like, there's no way this Freddie Mercury bad guy is gonna even be a challenge for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
No freaking way. It's like putting an accountant, pencil pushing accountant, up against Godzilla. What are the odds that the pencil pushing accountant is going to defeat Godzilla? Pretty low. Pretty low. You might as well get onto that betting place and throw your life savings on Godzilla.
I mean, I think you'd know him more from Mad Max too.
Mad Max.
Yeah, he was Wes.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the credibility just went even further down.
Yeah, that's Wes. Yeah. Let's see. And then they spoofed got spoofed that role back in Weird Science, remember?
Yes, I remember Weird Science. Okay, you know what? His credibility now has been elevated. He went down with Mad Max and Schwarzenegger, but he definitely skyrocketed with Weird Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best one was what was it? Fortress. Remember Fortress?
Oh yeah, with Lambert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in Fortress. Davy. I think that was the name. Davy.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yep.
MacGyver. Guest star. So there's where all of our RAM memories going, making Danny DeVito look as awesome as ever.
Yeah, we're playing for all this AI, you know,
Yeah.
for the Danny DeVito event.
Yeah. We'll bring back all the young version. Ah, man, you know what that means? We can get a young Kurt Russell for another Snake Plissken film.
Snake Plissken.
Yeah. Call me Snake. All right. This is from Grums. Google Drive scanned this manga artist's private files and banned them. AI flag, appeal rejected, and private artwork gone. AI is always watching. So this is from a Japanese manga artist. By the way, I hate to admit this with all the embarrassment it brings, but I got my Google account banned. It happened when I was uploading data from an old comic I drew to the drive, and a warning popped up. My appeal for re-review was rejected, and boom, account banned just like that. Seriously, it's a real hassle. I was using that Google account for all sort of sites and service. This might not affect the goody two shoes out there, but if you're the type thinking, me, a goody two shoe, maybe watch yourself. All right.
What the hell is he talking about?
Basically, he if he's doing a old manga, then this has to be violating the policies.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's total bullshit. I think this guy did something worse than uploading old manga page.
Yeah.
No, this guy's looking for sympathy.
He's
probably going to start an OnlyFans site to get donations.
No. If he's an artist, that means go look at my hentai. Matt, holy crap! Over 200 police officer in Riot Shield had to lock down the entire New Jersey beach town because hundreds of out-of-towner teens began beating each other up in the street, jumping on the cars, and stealing them. The city had to declare an emergency 8 p.m. curfew at Pier Village after multiple teens were arrested for assault. The media are now calling these pop-up parties. Pop-up parties? Somebody call Street Fighter? Doom. Street Fighter, fight. Somebody's paying these teens to do the pop-up. Gotta be a challenge because they wouldn't do these pop-ups. Breaking aviation news and videos. Breaking. Air France and Airbus has been found guilty of manslaughter over the crash of Air France Flight 447, which killed 228 people in 2009. Both companies has been ordered to pay the maximum fine of 225,000 euros each. While the amount is symbolic, it damages the reputation of both companies. Well, gee, I'm glad that less than $500,000 is worth the life of 228 people, George.
That's a lot of money.
All right.
A lot of cheddar.
All right. So, hey, George, did you know there was a roast of Kevin Hart?
No.
Well, there was. So, in light of that, we'll play a little roast of Joan Rivers Explains It All. All right, let's see what Joan has to say.
See, Handler gave it to you, Joan, yesterday.
I don't even know who she is. Frankly. You know when people, I don't know who she is.
You want to hear what she said or no?
Yeah.
All right, I'll play it. I'll give you the short version, 59 seconds. Listen to this. But Joan Rivers was critical of you at one point, wasn't she?
Well, Joan Rivers. I mean, what the fuck do I care about Joan Rivers?
You don't care. It doesn't bother you. It does bother you.
I saw Joan Rivers the other day at E, and she said, "Hi," her and that daughter.
Melissa. Yeah.
And
you don't like Melissa?
No, I mean I don't not like her. I mean,
right.
But I don't think about either one of them ever.
Bad.
The girl made it on her back, fucking the president. We all know that of the network. Number two.
You were not going to. Joan Rivers said, or alleged that Handler was effing the president of E.
Oh, jeez.
That. Too bad. No, she started out.
Wait, maybe somebody missed it. What did you just say, John?
It doesn't matter. We all know how she got there. Number two, she's fine. She's ordinary. She's not a genius. She's an ordinary girl that she was fucking somebody high up in the industry, and they gave her a break, and she's doing okay. I went over very nicely.
Joan, why don't you fuck someone high up in the industry?
Because nobody wanted me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went over to this thing that we had, and I went into the room and went right over to her and said, exactly, hello. She obviously has no manners. I don't know where she comes from.
Jersey.
When I walk over and say, hello, nice to see you. You say, ignored me. Oh,
wow.
That's number one. Who the fuck do you think you are? That's number one. Number two, she gets up and they say, Chelsea broke into late night for women. Chelsea has started for women.
No, they said she gives so many young comedians their breaks.
Their breaks.
Right.
And also a lot about women in late night. So,
man.
Yeah, this is brutal, man. It's like, geez, what's wrong with Joan Rivers? It's like, she's old, and she's not funny,
yeah.
And now she's like tired enough that she just, lays down the secrets of Hollywood.
Yeah, she was just begging to be retired.
I walked up with a joke. I said,
it's like,
I want to thank
studios, stop hiring me because
Chelsea,
I got a big
give me my break.
That's funny.
Joke, but she doesn't have no jokes because she's not that clever. So that was number one. And number two, I thought it was very funny. And I said, E, we're really the same up here.
Right.
You get the big studio. I don't even have a dressing room.
Right.
That's funny. We got laughs.
Right.
So whatever she is, she's a drunk. She has her own show. I don't wish her good luck. I don't wish her bad luck. And she used to do jokes about Melissa and me before mean jokes, you know what I'm saying? For no reason when she was first starting. Go fuck.
Which is funny because, she can give out jokes, but she can't take jokes.
Wow.
I'm not talking about Jones. I'm talking about Chelsea. As we saw in Kevin Hart roast.
Mm-hmm.
People with Handler in their names usually handle things, not her. But then again, based on what Jones says, she's been handling anybody to get on top.
Yep.
Travelgov.gov. Let me see. As of May 21st, 2026, all U.S. bound American citizens and lawful permanent residents who've been present in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan within 21 days of arrival in the United States must only enter through the Washington Dulles International Airport for screening, enhanced screening. The U.S. Center for Disease and Control and Prevention Department of Homeland Security, Custom and Border Protection will apply enhanced public health screening at IAD in response to the Ebola outbreak. Those requirements apply to all passengers, including U.S. citizens, LPRs, and those who were present in those countries. Please be prepared for flight changes or cancellations. Yeah, because remember, Ebola decided to miraculously erupt in those countries. Hey, George, I didn't hear any five place alarms when Ebola erupted in California.
Yeah, didn't Obama bring an Ebola guy into a meeting and said, "Hey guys, this is an Ebola guy right here. You see Ebola? It's not a big deal." And all the reporters are going like, "Oh shit, we're all fucked."
Yeah.
And Obama's going, "Hey, no, don't worry about it, guys. You're not fucked. Everything's okay. Look, it's Ebola guy. Look, I'll French kiss him, and every one of you can come up here and French kiss him too. You'll see, everything's okay."
French kiss.
And it's at that point everybody realized they fucked up. All right, what's this?
President Trump just issued a stark warning about the possibility of Democrats taking Congress in November. The court packing to 21 Supreme Court judges, terminating the filibuster, adding Democratic states, a million more pouring through the border. If Democrats took control of Congress, and let's say they took control of the country, I think this country is finished. We have to keep Congress in November.
Cats and dogs, raccoons and squirrels, all living together. It's the big kahuna, coming to us. All right. First of all, that is a bomber.
Mm-hmm.
And you see all the bombs that it released?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's called a carpet bombing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, and I believe before the B-1 bomber was considered a carpet bomber.
Mm-hmm.
It was a carpet muncher.
It streaks by.
Yeah.
All right, breaking 911. So apparently there's a flash flooding in New York City. A woman was swept away by heavy rain while trying to exit a city bus.
So she found herself in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Now let's do that again. Wait a minute. Pause. What the hell's going on here? Mondani said that he stole money from billionaires. And, he couldn't even, fix the sewers?
No, this is a flash flooding, meaning that it's flooding. Yeah, he didn't have money to fix the sewers. Excuse me.
So he's stealing money from billionaires.
Yeah.
And he's doing what with it?
Using it for his new production. Actually, since we're on there, his new production, George, his new production. You want to know what his new production is?
What is his new production?
His new production is becoming a Twitch streamer.
Are you fucking serious?
New York City Mayor Zolan Mandami is becoming a Twitch streamer. He will respond to questions for the public in the chat during a show called Talk with the People.
You're serious, right?
I'm serious.
It is
true. This
is fucked up.
It's true.
You know how much effort it is to be a Twitch streamer. You got to have handlers. You have to have material. Even if you're pretending to be talking, live and making the shit up on the spot. It's never that way. It's always scripted.
Yeah.
He's got to have makeup.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have a beard trimmer always on call.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have the proper studio.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to have at least a good night's 10 hours sleep before he live streams for how long?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably going to be an hour.
So this guy
or 3. If he's going to be a proper Twitch streamer, it has to be like at minimum 3.
So this modern day Robin Hood that's stealing money from billionaires, and not giving it to anybody, has the time to actually stream himself.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
talk
about just this guy is such a poster.
He's a
poster child. He's like the best poster child ever.
Yeah, and basically during Talk to People, Zodan promised that he'll be playing video games like every other Twitch streamer to make sure that he is using the time wisely.
Oh my gosh. This is just brutal.
When his stream will first ask yes. Oh man.
Wow, if I ever get the chance to be in a chat during his live stream, and he picks my question, my question would be, what's the best truck stop you ever been at?
He'll unironically say Bucky, because when I was flying over Texas, I went to Bucky's and it was an amazing experience.
Yes, the plane was flying over a Bucky's, location.
Yeah,
and it took like a half an hour at Mach 5 to get from one end of Bucky's to the other.
Exactly.
And somebody says, "Really? That's a long time." I go, "Well, yeah, it is. The continental United States."
Yeah. Apparently, they're thinking of opening a Bucky somewhere in Canada. They just haven't decided where.
Oh my gosh! Please be next door. next door, George's address. Honey, honey, where are you going? I'm going to Bucky's. But you don't drive. I don't have to. That's the beauty about it. I don't have to.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, late dinner, even later dinner, midnight dinner, early in the morning dinner, before breakfast, dinner, breakfast, after breakfast, dinner, dinner, before lunch, dinner, lunch, after lunch, dinner, mid-afternoon dinner.
If there was a hotel there where you can rent, you probably would be living there.
Yeah, I don't care if they have a hotel room the size of a closet. Sure, I'm good for it. I'm good.
At least you'll know the bathroom will be clean.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have a bunk bed. I'll have a bathroom, a sink, and all the detergents for cleaning the Bucky's floor and mops. I can live among the mups. Mup.
That's right. Buc-ee's open 24 hours. So, yeah, you probably could do that.
Yeah, I can schedule my sleep around the cleaning people's time.
No. You sleep around the cooking time because every time you go to sleep.
I can't sleep around the cooking time. I'll be awake.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, yes, you will. If you don't know.
No. See, a brisket takes about 12 hours. So if you sleep during the 12 hours, when you wake up.
Yes, but they're not going to just cook one brisket. They're going to continue cooking briskets every day, every night, for the rest of their lives. And I'll be there every day, every night.
George,
the inventory.
That's like found his heaven in Buc-ee's.
Yeah, and every day, every night, I'll be heading over to Buc-ee's spotless bathrooms to take at least 5 stalls to do a number 2.
Ooh, this number 2 works for. All right.
Yes.
Molly, in Atlanta, a lawn care crew found a disabled veteran's home buried under 2 feet of weed. His HOA has been fining him $50 daily for the unkept yard. The team offered to mow and clean the entire property for free. As they worked, the HOA president called the police, claiming that the volunteer needed a vendor permit and were trespassing. The officer arrived, heard the full story, and told the HOA to stand down and let the crew finish. The yard was fully transformed, a clear win for kindness over bureaucracy. Here's 2 things that strikes out of me for this thing. If his HOA was fining him $50 daily, right? That means that the disabled veteran was paying $50 daily for those fines.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that he could have called lawn care long before that and paid $50.
Yeah, but he's a disabled veteran. He couldn't pick up the phone. He couldn't get to the phone. He didn't know what a phone was. In fact, he wasn't even aware he's in this reality. That is the life of a disabled veteran.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I believe they call it shell shock.
No, they call that.
No, he was in shock when he saw this Shell station.
Let's see. MJ Truth Ultra. Boom. This is massive. President Trump terminated Joe Biden technology transition rule. The technology transition rule hurts America by higher AC costs, force switch to expensive new refrigerants, causing 30 to 40 plus hike for repair and replacement. Some family went without cooling in hot weather.
Cool
whip. Grocery price increase, raised costs for supermarket and refrigerator, adding billions to food prices passed to consumer. Shortage and delay, limited refrigerant supplies disrupted havoc, install and repair nationwide. Safety rate, push toxic flammable alternative like ammonia in some cases. So this is good because that means energy prices are going to go down. That means grocery prices will also go down as well.
Downtown.
Speaking of downtown Atlanta, the moment that Waymo drove full speed into floodwaters, it doesn't care. It doesn't know water is bad for it.
At this point, it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. What the hell's going on here? These Waymo cars should not be on the road, period.
Yeah.
I mean, why are people tolerating this?
Because the city paid for them. Inside paper, President Trump's birthright citizenship is a disgrace.
So now we have another one coming up, birthright citizenship. It would be a disgrace. It would be a disgrace if the Supreme Court of the United States allows that to happen. Remember what I said, 20 to 25% of the people coming into our country will come in through birthright citizenship. They'll become citizens through birthright citizenship, and it'll cost us numbers that are, I don't even think they're doable. And it's all up to a couple of people. And I hope they do
50 million on top of the 100 million, 150 million people out of here.
That's it?
Something like that. That's half of the United States population, basically, if you think about it. CoinMarket cap. Trump signed an executive order giving the Fed 120 days to evaluate whether it can legally grant cryptos and fintechs firm direct access to the Federal Reserve payment accounts. Actually, it can't because it's part of the Genius Act. So here's the thing that kind of got me, and I had to think about it for a moment. And I said, you know what? This is a repeat of what's been happening before. You know what the repeat of this is?
What?
Rails. Train rails.
Choo-choo?
Yes. Because think about it. You're a person in the 1800s, right? And you're working in the city, or you're working in the farms, right? Because a lot of farmers back then, right? and while you're working and you're just driving your cart, you start seeing people work on building a rail, right?
Yeah.
In your town, right? And you're gonna have to say, "Hey, that's a rail." And they tell you, "What's it for?" It's to move trains around, right? And what's a train? This big locomotive thing that will drag things and bring goods and services. And it's like, you understand all the words was said, but you don't understand what it actually does, right? Because if you knew what it actually does, you would be like, "Oh boy, how do I get on that action and make sure I get a piece of the pie," right? Because all they saw is a rail. And even the beginning, George, who was the first people to utilize a rail system? The miners. Because they had to use the steam rail carts to move the rocks from the mining more faster. Right? Crypto. Who are the first people to use the rail system? The crypto miners. Because they had to move the stuff from the mining, computer mine, into crypto coins. You see the parallel? Now with the Genius Act, they are building the rails. The rails that'll do the payment processor, so a processor, but these are the rails, right? That'll move within 3 to 5 seconds payments. What did locomotive do? Instead of months of travel, it's days. Sometimes hours. Who got rich? The railroad barons, remember? Those railroad barons always charging us. Who will be rich in the future? Whoever controls the rails for these monetary rails. It'll be the crypto barons of the future.
Things that make a
Next orator, it's official. Senate Republican will now miss President Trump's June 1st deadline to pass ICE and CBD funding as John Thune decides to recess the Senate until next month. Oh no! Even though ICE and the CBP is already funded, I don't know why they keep saying this. They're already funded by the big beautiful bill. I don't get it, George.
All I can say is Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
That's all I'm saying. Cool Whip.
It's All right. Breaking. Jonathan will be sending the Senate home early, and he'll stay till June. So
It's a very basic thing. It's called Save America, actually, and that's what it is. It's having to do with voting and voter ID. We want voter ID. We want proof of citizenship. We added a couple. No men playing in women's sports. We don't want that. Nobody does. I think it's about a 98% issue.
So he's saying everything that he's been saying before. You know, it doesn't make sense. All right. Noli, after his wife, Carol, died, a 76-year-old Rick Palmer held a small garage sale in his driveway in Stones Gate Estate, Texas, to clear her belongings. An HOA fined him $500 for commercial activity, placed a lien on his house, and claimed it disrupted the neighborhood. Despite no rule banning garage sales, Rick sued. The judge voided the fine and lien and ruled that the HOA overreached and ordered them to pay his court costs. Huh. And that's why I don't like HOAs.
It sounds like, HOAs is like Madani. They're really trying hard to milk their customers.
Pretty much. Eric, Senator Tommy Tuberville is now calling for GOP senators to get stripped of their committee chairs assignment if they oppose nuking the zombie filibuster or would vote for Democrats' amendment on the floor. They got several people who are not going to vote for the filibuster, or they'll probably vote for some kind of Democrat amendments. You say, listen, you do that, you're out as a chairman of a committee, you're out, immediately out. We're going to put somebody else in because that's the reason people stay here, is to have power. We do it because of seniority. We don't do it because of merit. We don't have the best people in some of these chairmanship. We got to do the right thing. It starts at well, it only takes 5 people to get rid of Thune. Why aren't you and 4 other people voting Thune out?
Because they want to do it the hard way. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, they want to do it the hard way.
The hard way.
Yeah, exactly. Because then Thune is not going to get the message if they do it the easy way. And you know what the easy way is, right? They just take
Vote
the
'em
hottest brand, sear it in fire, and then on your way out, they, stamp your back and say, bitch, we got you. We know who you are. We know where you're going. We know what you're going to be doing. And playing this PlayStation while watching Dynasty, it's not going to be enough. We're going to come after you. We're going to come after your DVD collection of Dallas. Yeah. How about that, huh? Yeah. Okay, I have no idea what it just said.
I don't know.
It's not even in context to the story.
You just went off script. You went off the reservation there.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Yep. Yeah, it's confirmed. I got the wrong script for this show.
All right. Representative Tim Burchett just angrily stormed out of a committee saying a backroom deal was cut to let Democrats control what they do. We're going to blow it because we're not acting like we're in majority. We allow Democrats to tell us what to do. It's unbelievable. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, thank you, Burchett. All right. And with this, fascinating history. The fact that Ian McGregor's brother, Colin McGregor, is a pilot in the Royal Air Force, his nickname is OB2, is my favorite bit of knowledge. So he's OV1 and he's OV2.
All right, that makes sense. Because OB3 is not going to be around much longer.
Yeah, OV3 is Wedge.
Yeah.
Wedge Antilles. Briggs. Darklighter. The U.S. House 2026 forecast find the Republican favor to win 215 seats out of the 218 needed for a majority. 206 Democrats and 14 toss-up. That would mean that Republican needs to win 22% of the toss-up to hold the control. Republican must go hardball mode and play to win. Secure election turnout will surge even higher. Redistricting is going to play a huge role. A strong finish. Strong.
Yeah. All I have to do is just put ice in all the polling stations. It's job done.
Ice, baby.
Yeah, or maybe they just have the music, Ice, Baby. You know, and people with postpartum ice depression will, turn around and go home.
All right. And last but not least, IMAX, this is from Discussing Film. IMAX is exploring a sale. They have approached entertainment companies as a potential buyer.
No one gives a shit. And at this point, you got your own IMAX on your iPhone. You don't need that bulky camera and that technology, that 4K technology. No. Like, what is it, Red One? Or is it, that's the camera? It's like, no one cares. Oh, yeah. This movie is in IMAX. It's like, so fucking what? My kids' TV in their bedrooms on IMAX. Gosh, I got a bigger screen TV in my baby's room than you. Gosh. Yeah. Let that sink in.
All right. We'll let that sink in for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to Blonde Goth Girl. Thank you to Lurks and Bots. George, what's your final thoughts?
Yep.
All right. Catch us tomorrow for more, because more will happen.
Yes.
Or maybe not. Depends on the news.
Well, because of reasons, of course.
Raisins.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe that together we can make